welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. Max, it's great to see you. I know last time we recorded in person, but today we are, I'm on one side of the U.S. and you're on the other side, about 3,000 miles away, but it's still good to see you. How's it going?
Great to see you too, Joe. I'm doing all right.
Do you have a Baker Mayfield jersey on?
Yep.
Why not the Browns or Bengals?
Because we're playing for draft picks this week, Joe. We want to move up the draft board. We can move up to 13. We're at 16 right now. If we win, we're going down to 18. Go Browns.
I've never heard you talk about draft implications. I think that's kind of crazy.
Joe, I'm here on this podcast to give my my genius knowledge. So there it is.
I gotcha. Well, it's just interesting. So the Bengals are officially out of the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were, because they lost to the Chiefs last week.
Officially eliminated. So now we can move up in the draft, get the 13th pick. We got some good guys on the board. We can draft Brock Bowers or something fun.
I can reserve a spot for you on the couch, make it nice and warm, because we're hoping for the 2 spot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so before we do talk a little about the NFL, we got to talk a little college football, because in the Rose Bowl, that historic game, Michigan beat Alabama. It went all the way to overtime. And then in the Sugar Bowl, Washington beat Texas 37-31. So 2 great games. But man, I did not expect Michigan to beat Alabama, and you did.
Of course.
Well, I thought it was it was a really good game, and a lot of people were saying, oh, Michigan dominated Alabama. No, they didn't. They went all the way to overtime. It could have gone either way. And for me, for overtime rules in college football, I don't like the college football overtime rules. I know it makes the game go by quicker.
They're the worst.
I think they're the worst. I don't like starting, if I'm not mistaken, at the 25-yard line, and then you score and the other team gets the opportunity. I think overtime rules for college football should be like the NFL.
It's like a shootout. It's like a shootout in hockey. It's like
exactly.
You've got 3 or 4 plays. Like, it's not playing an actual game. It's a completely different game.
It's completely different. The overtime rules are completely different. I think they should keep it the classic way. And clearly that wasn't the case. But Michigan, hats off to them. They played a better game. They deserve to win. And now they're going to face Washington in the national championship. So we'll flip the script to Washington and Texas. That was a hell of a game. That was a shootout, if there ever was one. I mean, it would have not been as close as it was supposed to be if it wasn't for that, crazy injury at the end there with Washington and Texas. The Washington player got hurt. Texas ended up getting the ball back. But overall, good game. Your guy, Michael Penix, had a hell of a game. Oh, my gosh. So this Washington-Michigan game is going to be one for the ages. So I know a lot of our Michigan friends are pumped.
Really excited.
I think it's going to be a great one.
When is it, Joe?
It's Monday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, and 6:30 Central.
This coming Monday.
Yes, this Monday, 7:30
Eastern.
It's in Houston, where the Texans, NRG Stadium. So that's going to be a great one. Now for predictions between Michigan and Washington. Well, last week I went 0-2, and I wasn't too happy with myself. I don't know why I picked Texas. I think I was just feeling like Texas was going to win, but I am going to go with the Michigan Wolverines to beat the Washington Huskies. I agree. At this spot, I just don't think you can bet against Harbaugh and Michigan. I feel like they're out for blood, especially from the whole suspension situation. I really feel like they want this really bad, and I think they want to stick this to the commissioner. And when Michigan wins Monday night, when they do, let's just say Michigan will win this game. When Michigan wins this game, there's going to be, it's already started circulating, the rumors with Harbaugh to the NFL, and they're going to even spiral even more. So what do you think of that?
Go back to the NFL?
Well, because
didn't he leave the NFL voluntarily?
He left the NFL, yes. But the reason he could leave, because he's already won a national championship with Michigan.
He needs to get a Super Bowl.
He's tired of Super Bowl. He was successful at the NFL level. He's tired of the whole drama in college football with the NCAA attacking him, with the Big Ten commissioner. So, hey, you never know. I don't see him leaving. I think after that game, Michigan will offer him a lifetime contract, and he won't leave. But it makes good controversy. It makes for some good TV. So it'll be interesting to see.
How many coaches have a college national championship and a Super Bowl?
Oh, I'm not sure. You'd have to look that one up. Obviously we know Nick Saban didn't do anything in the NFL. Who else is there? Oof, that's a tough one. We know Matt Rule was at Nebraska now. I don't think so.
I think we would know if there was one.
Yeah, maybe there's one. Is there one?
To win both the college football national and second only 3 head coaches. Okay,
Wow.
Barry Switzer,
Oh
Jimmy
yeah.
Johnson,
Oh
and
yes.
Pete Carroll.
Oh my God. What am I thinking? USC Pete Carroll, Seahawks Pete Carroll, Barry Switzer Cowboys. I'm not sure was the team. What team was Barry Switzer College? Oh, Ohio State.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then Jimmy Johnson Hurricanes Cowboys. Oh my God. Yeah. What am I? Yeah. Okay. Obviously somebody's done it. We would have. Yeah, okay. Jimmy Johnson, of course. Yeah. Jimmy Johnson with the Hurricanes team was insane.
No, I'm disappointed in you. I would have thought you would have known that.
That was a tough one. I feel like it was just so spur of the moment, but it was. Yeah, that was a tough one. But anyways, yeah, Harbaugh, I definitely think he'll stay. And now let's circulate back to Alabama and Michigan just a little bit here. Nick Saban. Do you think there's any chance Nick Saban could retire? I don't think so, because I know they were trying to say he could retire if they lost, even if they won the national championship. But I think he's got too much money on the line.
I just don't see. How old is Nick Saban? I don't see him ever retiring. What I mean,
He's,
if
72?
Why would he retire now? Is his contract up?
No, I think he's up in 2028.
Oh, dude, there's no way he's retiring.
No, I don't think so either. There's no way.
I mean, I think he loves football too much. He would if he could have retired 10 years ago if he wanted to. Like,
let me ask you this. I'm not sure if you saw my comment. I think it was on ESPN College Football about the last play of the game between Alabama and Michigan, the QB draw from Jalen Moreau. It was 4th and goal from, I think, the ball was lined up at the 3, but since he was behind the line, he was under center, or he wasn't under center. He was in the shotgun. It was like at the 7-yard line. Do you think Alabama should have ran a QB draw there, or do you think they should have ran a different play? What do you think?
I think they should have run something that would have got them in the end zone.
I really think in that situation, you have to throw the ball there. At least give your receivers a chance, because when you're running the ball like that, and I know the ball was low snapped, it wasn't the best snap, but still in that situation, Michigan's D-line has been playing great all game. I think in that situation there, you got to throw the ball, at least give your receivers a chance. And everyone was like, oh, well, the run play was the right play there. I just feel like that's such a hard play to convert. I mean, you see the Eagles week in and week out, they run the tush push, and against the Bills back in November, they ran that same QB draw play, meaning Bills D-line was not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think in that situation there, even then, all it took was, like, let's just say Eagles ran the QB draw there when they played the Bills, and Hurts just gets bumped. He might not even get in the end zone. Now you're playing shoulda, woulda, coulda. I totally get that. But I think in that situation there, you got to throw the ball. Give your receivers a chance. At least give Milroe something where he's comfortable with. I know he's a runner. That's his strong suit there. But at least throw the ball up. Give them something to work with for your receivers. But at least, because, hey, you never know. With this day in football, you might get a flag that you didn't even expect to get. So that's how I was feeling about that one. But I need your Michigan-Washington prediction.
Michigan.
Why do you have
Michigan?
You're rolling with Michigan as well?
Michigan's too tough, dude. I don't know.
Washington's a good team though too. They've been an underdog in a lot of these situations. They were underdog in this past game too, and they didn't even look like an underdog. They look like a national championship team. They are very, very good. I think it's going to be like a very tight game. I think it's going to be completely different than the one we got last year. Actually, out here in SoFi Stadium, the Georgia TCU 65-7. So I think we're going to get a game for the ages. These two coaches are very, very. These two teams are coached very well by Kalen DeBoer in Washington and Harbaugh in Michigan. So I'm excited for these two games. This game. But after that comes to an end. But we got to talk a little bit about the NFL. Obviously, we have this week. We have the Bills Dolphins. The game you're going to should be a heck of a game.
Game of the night.
Yeah.
Game of the week.
You excited?
I'm absolutely amped, Joe. We've talked about it every single week. I keep wanting the Bills to keep winning and there to be playoff implications in this game. And finally, now it's the AFC East Championship. So it's going to be an absolutely amazing game. Everyone's going to be fighting for everything, everything directly against each other. So I'm excited. It's going to be rocking.
Just floating around the social media feeling, I don't think the Dolphins fans are very confident winning this game. I feel like they know they're in the playoffs, but there's a lot of implications for this game, because if the Bills lose this game, they're basically out. And if they win this game, they bump all the way up to the 2 seed. So there's a lot at stake here with this game. The Bills want to win this game. Of course, Miami wants to win this.
And the Fins go down to a wild card. The Fins would have been looking going from potentially the AFC champs to going all the way down to the 5 seed, 6 seed.
I think it's they would have to play Kansas City because Kansas City's already locked into the 3 seed. Buffalo, if they win, they would move up to the 2 seed. But Buffalo needs a lot to go right. They got to win this game. It's going to be a great one. But of course, Miami's really banged up. No Bradley Chubb. Pretty sure Xavier Howard's not playing. I'm not sure the status of
I saw Bradley Chubb get
Waddle
injured.
yet.
What was his official injury?
He tore his ACL last week against the Ravens with like 2 minutes left in garbage time. Yeah, I watched the episode on Hard Knocks and I was like,
I watched it live. I was like, dude, I felt so bad.
Yeah, I watched it on Hard Knocks and I was like, oh man, that's horrible. Especially in garbage time situation like that. Oh, you've already lost Jalen Phillips. Now you lose Bradley Chubb. I mean, the Dolphins just can't get away from the injury bug. But this is a good one here. I don't think it's going to happen, but Tyreek Hill needs 278 yards to complete the 2,000-yard mark. Can he do it? He's hit 200 yards in his career before.
278, would that not be a record in a game? That's insane amount of yards.
Yeah, I think it. Oh, wait. Has somebody hit 300 yards? Somebody definitely has hit 300 yards, I feel like. Look at what
I know receiver? Jamar Chase has some really high yardage games.
Did Calvin Johnson ever hit 300 in a game? Yes, it is. Oh my God, I knew it was it's Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, and Flipper Anderson. Yes, I remember Calvin Johnson and Julio Jones had those insane. Yeah. So that's insane. I mean, hey, it's possible. You send Tyreek on a couple. You need to send Tyreek on Hill on 3 100-yard go routes.
Johnson, Page, Benton.
Yeah, there's been
these are like 1945, 1950. Julio Jones again had Calvin. 300.
Yeah, Calvin and Julio. Those are the first 2 names that came
to mind. Jamar Chase? There he is, 266. Jamar Chase had.
That was against the Chiefs, right? In his rookie year.
I think so.
Yeah, that was insane. But anyways, since we're wrapping up on the Bills and the Dolphins here, what's your Dolphins-Bills prediction? Then I'll give you mine.
I don't know. The Bills have been strong of late, and the Dolphins have not. So I think the obvious answer is to go with the Bills. They've been playing like they mean it lately. So I think the Bills are going to win. Although I'd like to see I have no skin in the game, so I think I'd like to see the Dolphins win in their home stadium because it would be much more exciting to see everyone cheering than everyone crying.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't really care either way. I want to see the Bills get into the playoffs. I want to see Miami get into the playoffs, but obviously in a perfect world that doesn't happen. So I'm going to have to say I want the Bills to win, and I think the Bills are going to win this game. I think they're too hot right now. They're out for blood. There's too much pressure on Josh Allen and this coaching staff to win this game. And I think if the Bills don't make the playoffs by losing this game, there could be a lot of things go up in smoke in Buffalo. And I haven't seen any smoke in Buffalo because most of the sports teams aren't very good. So other than the Bills, but I got to ride the Bills in this one. I'm sorry for the Dolphins fans, but I expect Tyreek Hill to have a big game. If you can check the status of Jalen Waddle, I'm not sure if he's playing or not. But on the other side of the coin with Miami, I think they really want to finish this one off here. I think this is their last episode of Hard Knocks, so it'd be cool to see them win. And they definitely want to have a home field playoff game. But I'm going with the Bills in a close one. Divisional games are always very, very close, very tight, especially last game of the season. So it'd be a good one for sure. But going back to Week 17 here, let's talk about the Cowboys and the Lions game. That game was insane. I mean, from the CeeDee Lamb big touchdown to the Jared Goff couple interceptions. But the play of that game was the end of the game, the 2-point conversion controversy. I'm sure you saw that, right? That was insane.
Oh my God,
Taylor Decker, did he report? Did he not? These refs with Brad Allen. What did you think of that? Because if I'm an offensive lineman, right, if we're going to run a trick play, of course I'm going to run over to the ref. Why wouldn't the ref think that? In any sort of right mind, an offensive lineman is going to walk over to the ref. What is he saying? Oh, I got to tie my shoe. Oh, my back hurts. So usually in that situation, he's reporting. Yeah, there's a video clip of him saying he reported.
Oh, wow. I mean, I didn't see the ref say that he reported. Obviously, usually the ref has to announce to the whole stadium that he's reported.
And Dan Campbell said that they tricked out the refs. Like, the refs were even tricked out by the situation. You can look it up, but I think it's one of the craziest things in recent NFL history that I've seen in a long time. Because usually in that situation, it's always run smoothly, where the player walks over to the ref and he tells them, hey, this is an extra, lineman in the game for this, trick play or whatever, how you want to call it. And then the ref will go, 77 is reporting. 68 is reporting, and in this situation, the ref doesn't even call it out. What are we getting at here?
Joe, I would like to make it be clear that I think that it's one of the dumbest rules in all of football. That you have to report the rules to the other team. They should know that he's eligible. Like it should be on the defense to see that this is an eligible player that's not covered by an on the line receiver.
Yes, 100%.
It should be up to the defense to see that. It shouldn't be up to the ref to tell them that he's eligible. Why?
Yep.
It is the dumbest rule in all of sports. They should know that. They should have to be looking to that. It ruins the trick play of it. It just takes away the whole trick play.
Yep.
Why does he need to report? It should not. It should be on the defense to see it.
Most people with a brain
what other rule that do you have to let the ref know that you're going to be taking advantage of this rule? Like it's the dumbest thing in the world. And
I don't understand it,
the other team.
No clue.
Hey,
most
ref,
people
I'm going in motion, and I'm still going to be able to go in motion. And number 34 will be going in motion in this play. Why would you have to announce that? It's the dumbest shit ever.
It makes no sense. But in this situation, we're very lucky as fans that it was only in a regular season game, because if this would happen in the playoffs, oh my gosh, Detroit fans would be burning down AT&T Stadium in Dallas. This is insane. Yeah, like the catch, of course. But I mean, you can't let this happen. And I'm glad the NFL addressed this, and they realized that, hey, this can't happen. And this NFL officiating crew that ref this Lions Cowboys game probably won't be in the postseason, and they should not be. Because if you're making mistakes like that, you can't be. I remember about a month ago on the podcast, we talked about this. NFL refs need to be held accountable for their actions. If you're going to make mistakes like this, you need to be sat in a room and you need to be told, hey, you make this mistake again, you're probably getting fired, or you're not going to be able to coach the big games in the postseason, because that's the games that every ref, of course, wants to be a part of. Every ref wants to be a part of the postseason and Super Bowl. So, but it just goes back to my point from a while ago. These refs need to be held accountable for their actions. If you make a mistake on a job, you need to be held accountable for your actions, just like any other job. It's a job at the end of the day. So, I don't know. That one really got me fired up there, though. But this one's interesting for you. Seattle Seahawks rookie dinner bill was $22,000, including 20 strawberry lemonades and more. So you know how in the NFL they do the whole rookie dinners. What do you think of the whole rookie dinners of making these guys pay for them? I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts, because I'm not the biggest fan of the rookies having to pay.
I think making the most financially vulnerable people on the team dump a large amount of their rookie salaries on food is the dumbest thing in the world. Like, these kids, you see so many athletes just go broke because they have no idea how to manage money. And it's obviously part of the system where they're taught to how to just spend money like it never stops coming. Yeah. And I mean, it should be on the older guys to teach these guys that they shouldn't be spending like that. Yeah. Obviously it's a fun thing, but it should not. I think that call me a grandpa or something, but they should be teaching these kids how to save their money and how to not go broke spending their money on food that you'll eat and shit out and then never see again.
My biggest thing about that too is I've never I get it. It's a tradition. It's having fun, but I mean, that's all. $22,000 is a lot of money for some of these rookies. I mean, yes, of course they're making a lot more than the average person, or triple, however you want to say it. But still, I mean, that's a lot of money, especially with these situations. I mean, here we go. They were paying for dinner at Bellevue Hotspot, which is, I'm sure it's a bougie place. The rental room goes for $700. Crab cakes ran for $29 a pop. Steak tartare was $23. Lobster mac was $35. And then the bill came out to $22,203.60. Derek Hall is a rookie linebacker who was drafted in the second round. Was left gasping for air. I mean, we've seen these videos before. I mean, I don't know. I just think that's a lot. That's a lot to ask of some of these rookies. But hey, this is
I mean, how many rookies are on each team? 10?
Something like that, because you usually get one. Usually you get one first rounder, and then it depends on from rounds from there. Well, the Jets, I think, when they had that crazy draft, they had 4 or 5 rookies, because their rookies were Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall. It was Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Those were the 3 right there. Yeah, it's 5 to 6 usually, that are in the. But yeah.
Jesus.
Anyways. You're going to love this one, since we had this conversation last week. The internet is convinced massive aliens took over a Miami mall.
I saw that.
What did you think of that?
Dude, I saw all the how many? I just saw it last night, and how many cop cars there were. I didn't even know there was that many cops in Florida.
Well, for the state of Florida, they're secure over there.
Yeah,
What did you think of that though?
that was
That's
insane.
insane. It was so basically what happened was it's 4 minors were arrested Monday night after allegedly setting off fireworks in the mall and sparking a massive panic, according to NBC Miami. A person in the area believed a mass shooting was unfolding that resulted in a huge police response, according to the same report. That's interesting. So
I mean,
yeah,
it's believable.
I don't know.
That stuff has happened before.
Bayside Marketplace is pretty nice. Yeah. I mean, when somebody says that,
Douglas happened not too far from Miami 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's insane. It all stems from the video showing a massive police presence. But why did people think the internet's convinced aliens took over the mall?
Because that is a crazy amount of police response, and no one in the public knew about it, I guess.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This one here, though, more people are canceling streaming services. Can we bring back cable already? So we had this conversation about a few weeks ago, and streaming services are getting
terrible, dude.
Cable's terrible, but streaming services are getting so expensive now. People are like questioning themselves. So like, why did I switch over if it's this expensive?
I've told you this, Joe. The bubble is going to expand and expand and expand until it can't go any farther, and it's all going to collapse. And then when it collapses, we're going to be good. But right now, everyone's like looking for cash grabs. They're taking out loans that none of them are profiting, and they're just trying to find a profitable business. Eventually, they're going to start falling off. People are going to be bought out because they're not profiting, and then Netflix is going to come out on top, or Amazon Prime probably, and then they will have all of it, and then they'll probably run up the price. At which point, another streaming service will come in, and it'll be a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, no, I think you're completely right about that. I don't really understand the whole thing. I mean, I think it makes sense for streaming services because it's way easier to use. But like I told you before, I'm not a big fan of the Netflix thing and the household thing, of course, because now they make you they make you pay $7.99 for an extra account.
Yeah, if you have a brain, you just illegally stream everything and you're fine.
True, but there's certain things you can't get on some of the streaming things. All right, this is a good one about Netflix. You haven't seen the movie Leave the World Behind yet, have you?
I've not, Joe.
Okay, so it is a really good movie, but it's one of those things where you can't say anything about the movie because it'll spoil it. But when you get the chance, you got to watch the movie Leave the World Behind on Netflix. It's with Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke. I won't say anything about the movie because friends have asked me, oh my God, you've seen it, right? I'm like, yeah. You haven't seen it yet. I won't spoil anything because it will ruin the entire movie. You just got to go into it. There's a lot of crazy things that happen, but that's all I'll say. Give it a chance when you want to watch it because it's good. I think it was like number 1 on Netflix or 2, but it is really good. So
I'll check it out, Joe. Yeah. I'll take your recommendation for it.
I think you'd like that one. So this is a good one here, though. I waited for this one for you. Starbucks Stanley tumbler craze causes all hell to break loose across the United States. Somebody jumped over the counter to get this Stanley cup. Isn't that insane?
It's the dumbest thing ever for a cup.
Yeah, you ready for it?
Of course you do, Joe. You're such a trend follower.
I actually like this cup a lot. I really do. And yeah, okay, it's expensive, but it keeps all my water in here, and I like it a lot. It keeps it cold, actually, for the entire day.
I'm glad you're happy, Joe.
I didn't even go crazy to get it like that. I literally just ordered it on dicksportinggoods.com.
There you go.
I don't understand the whole, like, people say they can't get it anywhere. You can literally get it online. I think people want it at their leisure because then they can just go into the store and get it. Yeah. However, before Christmas and after Christmas, before Christmas, you couldn't find it anywhere, of course. I mean, the shelves, it was nowhere for them to be found. But now they're online. I don't understand, like, people's obsession with. Oh, but also, this is the Starbucks one, too. The Stanley Tumbler is about to force consumers and desperate husbands to make business decisions. I don't understand this whole crazy thing about it. Do you?
No. I mean, I've seen it before. There's hype around products all the time.
Every person you talk to that like works at the stores, you call them like, hey, do you have the Stanley Cup? They're like, nope. And they go, you can thank TikTok. Yeah. However, I got mine for, it was 45, not $49.95. Because some of them are more expensive than others, but people are also reselling these online too. That's another thing as well.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But since I've got it, it hasn't left my side. I've just been holding it. It's like a baby bottle. But the downfall about it is really heavy. Two, when you hold the cup like this, the water does spill. Like if you just hold it like this, since there's no like actual like cover lid, since it's just a straw, it'll just spill.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, that's the downfall of it. But usually I just kind of just keep it like that on the desk. But of course I had to get orange for the Gators. Actually the color is actually called Tiger Lily. So
Joe, like the Bengals.
Is that the Bengals orange?
I don't know. Tiger.
Yeah, that is true. So, I don't know. I think really I don't really think that's it, unless
we covered all the sports, didn't we, Joe? And pop culture.
Yeah, we're missing one thing, and I think you know exactly what that is. Hey, you want to know something, Max? Those clips on TikTok have been doing really well.
The Swiftie clips?
Yeah, they love them. They absolutely love them. So
we can't get enough of the Swifties.
We just got it. We just got to talk like a minute or two about it, just so I can get like one or two clips.
Do you have any Swiftie drama?
I've got Travis Kelce. So okay, here we go. Travis Kelce's team is now whining he's overexposed due to Taylor Swift's relationship. So of course the Chiefs and the drama with her. We talked about, is she a distraction? We both said she's not a distraction, but people are upset because he's whining about all, the calls, and the Chiefs aren't as good. So what do you think about that? The team is now whining.
I hate to say it, but Patrick Mahomes is still a bigger name than Travis Kelce.
Oh, of course.
Patrick Mahomes has been overexposed for the last 3 years. So why it's not anything new for football players to have exposure. I don't know how that could affect the team at all.
Right, I agree. I don't understand the whole. I mean, yeah, I don't. But also at the same time, I don't think Taylor's been a distraction. She's just going to the games. Yeah, of course they're giving her a lot of coverage, but that has nothing to do with like the player's performance on the field. So yeah. But from our conversation we had last week, though, do more people know about? Remember, he said people know who Travis Kelce is. A lot of people said they didn't know who he was before he started dating Taylor.
Yeah, but I think you said the average football fan. The average football fan knows who Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah, of course, 100%. But a lot of these people, like I was getting my haircut last week, and the girl, I was like, Taylor Swift's dating the football player. She goes, oh yeah, like now she knows who he is. But a lot of people didn't know who. But it's understandable, of course. I feel like when Giselle and Tom Brady started dating years ago, when they were first together, I don't think a lot of people really knew who about Tom Brady compared to Giselle, of course, because she's a supermodel, right?
Yeah. I don't know at what point in the career they were dating. Oh, that was like 2008, dude. He had like 3 rings by then, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'm saying, was it 2000? I think it was like 2006, 2007. Anyways, the point is like you understand what like the aspect of like the popularity wise. I mean, she's blown up, or he's blown up because of her.
Yep.
So
I think they had mutual benefit, because Giselle without Tom Brady would have been long gone.
What did you say that again?
Giselle without Tom Brady would have been long gone. She would have been washed up and just a washed up supermodel. Now, being with Tom Brady kept her in the limelight. Yeah,
I mean, when he had that second half of his career, that was basically a resurgence.
Imagine she dates a businessman that's behind the scenes. She would have not been in the tabloids at all. No one would have cared about her 5 years ago.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce stuff, because also too, this weekend the Chargers and the Chiefs play here in LA. Will she be at the game? I don't think she'll be at the game, Max. I don't think Taylor Swift will be there because Mahomes isn't playing. I don't even know if Travis Kelce is playing, but I don't even know why she'd even go to the game.
Why would Travis Kelce play? I don't think any other starter should play.
So I don't think Taylor Swift will be at this game on Sunday against the Chargers. It doesn't make any sense. They're already locked into the 3 seed. For all the Swifties out there going to want to see her, she's going to be there. Hey, maybe she'll be there, maybe she won't be, but I don't really see it. I don't see there's any point of her being there. Especially when they already have the 3 seed locked up. I don't really think it makes any sense. So.
That's right, Joe.
But well, I mean, I think that really does it for us. I mean, there really
all right, Joe, let's call it.
Actually, wait, no, one last thing. We got to talk a little bit about the New Year's. We had a good New Year's. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Joe, we got to see the ball drop.
Yeah,
insert some photos of us.
That was a great time.
And the clips
had some randoms in the photos. But no, that was a great time. It was an awesome time.
Yeah, it always is, Joe.
It is. What's the weather like there?
Cloudy as all get out. Warm and cloudy.
Really? It's like For here, it's like yesterday was like 40 something.
It's supposed to rain all day, Joe.
Yeah, right now it's 44. That's what my mom said. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us, and we will see you guys next time. Make sure to follow us on Spotify, The Inquisitive Mamba Podcast, Apple Podcast, The Inquisitive Mamba Podcast, and YouTube, The Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Max, have a great time with the Bills and the Dolphins game, and we'll see you guys next week for NFL Wildcard Weekend and after the National Championship. Go Blue!